Hello, everybody, and welcome back to TaterTalk. Today we have with us
everybody.
a very special guest,
Boo,
Polly.
it's me.
It's your boy, Purple.
Hey.
Some of you may know Polly personally, some may not, but he's a very well-known member of the community.
And I'm now taking over this show.
Yep, nothing we can do about it. It's his show now.
So, hello everybody. My name is Polly. I'm an avatar creator on the VRC, and I only make Tatums basically. I'm known as I'm the Tatum guy. You might have seen some avatars I've made, like the Tater Tot. Yeah, that's me. So it's
There we
it's
go.
funny. You kind of introduced me as like a special guest, but in reality, I wanted to come on the show because I really liked it, and I really like this community.
Yes, Polly is actually more than a special guest. Polly is actually joining the TaterTalk crew.
Yeah, I might not be on like talking every single time, but I'm gonna do some stuff in the background when I can.
So yes, me and Halo will still be the main boys of the show, but Polly will also be here to sometimes hop on and talk. And we'll also be doing a little bit of a series with him on how he creates worlds and avatars and the general process of creation for VR chat.
Yes, that is something I'm very passionate about. But something I'm also very passionate about is the Tatum community. Um, at first I wasn't even a furry when I got onto VR chat. I was a furry in like private. I didn't tell anybody. I was way too shy. Um, but I was this gangster mobber dude. I was this avatar. This is actually truly the first avatar I've made. Um, it's not. I didn't make it from scratch. It's basically just a recolor of something you can find in a world.
Looks kind of like it's from
I
Super Hot.
I that it is totally inspired by Super Hot. It is also a game that I very much enjoyed when I was a lot younger.
VR
But
too.
how I found the Tatum, one of my exes, they always wore the Tatum. Can't actually find the exact Tatum, but it was something called like Blue Tatum or something. And I always really loved that. But I had no idea that it was like a base that you could buy and something like that. I didn't even know how like the entire VR chat economy worked with avatars and whatnot. But there's this one old timey black and white Toon Tatum. Maybe you've seen it with the
Yeah.
cane. I saw that one and I was like, "Oh, this is a base. I could buy this." So I did. I bought the Tatum, and that's how it all started.
And the rest is history.
How do you guys get to Tatums?
When I first joined VR chat, I was stuck as this frog character that's one of the base models from VR chat.
Oh yeah,
And I
Froggy.
wasn't really pleased with the frog avatar because it's a basic avatar. You know, everybody has access to it, and I wanted something that was a little more unique. So I just went world hopping to see if I could find some cool avatars, and I found this crow. And it has a lot of facial expressions when you move the hands around, and I was satisfied with that for a while. But eventually, I moved around and I went to the person who made this crow avatar's world and checked out the other avatars they had. And I was like, alright, well, I'm liking all these furry avatars. I might as well just bite the bullet and go to a furry world avatar and see what that looks like. And then I found, I think it was this Tatum. And I looked down and saw the paws, and I was just
Oh,
like, well, this is my life now.
beans.
And from there, I went on and found the community and all that. And I eventually got Milo made. How did you get into Tatums? Halo?
It started like I went to the furry hub. Like I just recently downloaded VR chat, and I was like, I was already a furry. I've been a furry for 10 years plus. I'd seen a lot of things on TikTok, and I was like, all right, I want to get into VR chat because it looks cool. And so I just typed in furry. First world pulled up was the fur hub, and then I was like, oh, these are pretty cool. But most of the interesting ones that I really liked were like PC only, and I'm running a quest
Yeah.
for now. And then I found the Long Boy, and I was like, oh, the Long Boy. I really, really liked the Long Boy, which was the base avatar in the Fur Hub. And then like I started hopping through Tatum worlds, and I found my boy Stripes. And then I wore Stripes for so long, and then I was like, this is so cool. And so I just dipped a little bit more and more into the Tatum pool, and then I ended up getting Cali commissions. So
Yeah, I guess that's kind of how my story continues. At the time, I was still very, very shy in the furry community. Um, I was in worlds like Fur Hub hiding under the stairs, and anytime anybody would come close, I would just run away because I was too scared.
Little shy boy.
I ended up buying the Tatum base because I was like, screw it, looks so cute. I want this avatar because it was like the first avatar that actually kind of spoke to me. The first ever like retexture that I did. I made this little guy. He really doesn't look that hot.
I think it looks good. It looks great.
He's very broken. I don't know what exactly I did, but the facial expressions don't work. Many things don't work. Everything's so floppy. I don't know what I was doing at the time, but with more time and more effort, I actually really got into making my own avatar. And that was the first version of my avatar that I then ended up making. This little guy. I didn't have a proper ref sheet or anything for my character at that point. So I basically just made everything up as I went, like, oh, okay, you can put some horns here. Oh yeah, put some triangles there. It was very just kind of botched together, I would say. But that's how I got into making avatars. And it might seem weird, like, looking at this, but I spent, like, months upon months on this avatar, just adding stuff, fixing things. This was way before I uploaded any avatars, by the way, like, to public worlds. It started all as just a private thing for me. One thing I really got obsessed with is blend shapes.
You look like that one chick from Willy Wonka that turned into a giant blueberry.
I'm a ball.
Oh, Jesus.
Deprived state of Tatum. Needs Brit.
I just loved doing weird stuff with Tatums, like really weird stuff that I didn't really see a lot.
So
That
you
is how I
thought
got my
whatever you
start.
could add to your Tatum, you added to it. You were just like, you know what? This looks
basically.
interesting. Bam.
This is actually the reason why this avatar is one of the most broken avatars that I've ever made, because I made it when I barely had any idea of like anything, but I still tried doing anything. Like I couldn't make something that functions, but I still wanted to do every single thing that came to my mind.
You tried. That's what matters.
Yeah, and I say like it was a very good thing that I did because it taught me so much about avatar making, and that is when I started actually uploading. Because this avatar, I think it was like very poor on Quest, and I wanted a fallback because very poor things on Quest don't get shown by default. And the thing is, you can upload custom fallbacks to VRChat. I don't know if many people know that, but you can do that. And my fallback was this guy, which ended up being the first avatar to ever hit my like public world.
Seems like it's kind of an homage to your first
And
avatar.
oh yeah, totally. That it was definitely an homage to that. For me, it has been kind of weird with all this like attention and publicity with my avatars because I never intended to actually publish anything. I just made something that's cool and I thought, I mean, I could just adjust this and then give it to people because I don't really need it. It's just my fallback after all. And then that thing became pretty damn popular. I had this idea for making a YCH Tatum, like a your character here Tatum, because I thought that was funny. And I made that just like the following day, in like one day. And that also got really popular. And it just went on like that. I made the Pirate Tatum, I made the Zombie Tatum, I made the Tatrocity, I made the Tater Tot, which became immensely popular with normal people and also people that are into like baby first stuff, I suppose. Was never really my intention, but it's a thing now. We can talk about the drama about that a little bit later. But it's been such a weird experience just kind of becoming like a quote unquote public figure that people recognize. It's still not something that I'm very used to.
I don't know if that's something you ever really get used to.
Right.
Yeah, I hope I don't. I don't want to become like the egotistical guy that's like, oh yeah, everybody loves me. I'm Polly Blank, and I am the coolest avatar creator. There are no better Tatums out there than mine.
Do you
I don't
know
want to
who I
become
am?
like that. Do you know who I am? I made the TaterTalk. You better respect me.
I'm part of a talk show.
That brings me to a good point because I very much respect all my peers that create avatars. One person that's very much underappreciated, mainly because they haven't uploaded as many avatars yet, but their name is Acid Fox. They make really good stuff. They're working on their own base right now. I am too. I'm making a weird own version of the Tatum. Other creators that I really like are F Kite, another German bean. Um, and I forgot their name. I still haven't checked. I should have before this. But the person who makes all the Pokemon Tatums, that's also just so good. They're so great.
And there's also the good creators, which is the Poly and the listed ones that he created. And then, then there's the not so good ones that we're not going to talk about. Maple Fox. Sorry, something in my throat.
We'll discuss the drama stuff later.
There was a
in the
maple
community.
leaf in your throat.
Yeah.
Um, on the topic of Maple Fox, I guess now it's time to talk about the baby fur drama thing.
But yeah, you did. But you did get a lot of backlash for that. I heard everybody was just making
Yeah,
fun of it was like a sexual thing, and it was like, I don't think it is.
I should show it off for context. This is it. This is the tater tot. There's an adult version of this one too. The thing is, I'm not a very sexual person at all. I'm not like there are going to be some people that know me that will definitely disagree with that, but I just don't really look at the naughty side of the furry fandom like much at all. I made it because I just thought it would be cute. I think babies are cute. Don't take that out of context. I just think babies are little guys. They're adorable, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's supposed to be anyway.
I mean, they're not when they're screaming and stuff, but like if they're just like, oh, go, go, gaga, it's like, yeah, I like babies. I made it without really thinking about it much and thinking about the implications that it could have. But when I released it, people did not react very well at all. It was very disheartening because I really was just trying to make something cute and friendly for people. And then people were like, "Ooh, what? Why did you do that? That's so weird." And I was like, "What? Is it that much of a taboo?" And I suppose I should have seen this coming with like there's entire documentaries about like baby furs and whatever, but I just never really thought it was that big of a deal to people. So I'm sorry. I really didn't mean for it to be anything weird. I just wanted to make a cute Tatum. I've seen some people that are into like the ABDL stuff proudly use that avatar and ask me for help, and it's just not my business. I can't control what people do with the avatar. I'm not gonna help you with anything like that. It's just not my thing.
Right.
I'm not gonna judge you for anything if you're not hurting anybody, but I just want to stay out of trouble, to be honest. I'm very scarred from that experience.
Yeah, there's always stuff to consider when stuff like that comes out, and sometimes it's not even going to be your fault in the end. Like some people are just going to take things the wrong way.
Have you ever had like an experience like that in the furry community or in the Tatum community?
The guy I commissioned this avatar from, as we said before, it was Maple Fox. At the time, I wasn't aware that he was a bad actor in the community, and thankfully you informed me later on. But yeah, that kind of soured the experience a little bit.
Oh yeah.
You can
yeah,
separate
definitely.
the art from the artist. I mean, it's not great that he got money for it because like, we're not going into detail into it, but he's done some really very questionable stuff. But yeah, it's a little sad to see because he is like the biggest avatar creator in our community, and It really it does kind of hurt to see, because I did look up to his creations and his avatars because they are genuinely really good. I just advise you don't give him your money. In context for throwing shade at like Maple Fox, I'm not trying to promote my own services because like I currently don't even have services. I don't do commissions. I'm a little bit too scared for that. But I don't even know how much like a Tatum would even cost to sell.
It just goes to show that every community is going to have some bad element to it.
I don't think it's fair to judge the entire community just off of some bad actors. It's
And this was another one of Maple's Fox's Tatum's because I liked it because I liked the design, the scarf, and the bat, you know. And then I got into a public world, and they're like, "Hey, do you know whose Tatum that is?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, "Well, it's Maple Fox," and they told me all this stuff, and I was like, and I kind of was just like, "Yeah, I'm not like," and I agree with Polly, like, you don't have to associate the art with the artist. Still, it's still like a bad thing, you know, that you don't want to be reminded of.
yeah. I think we all have our fair share of weird and bad experiences in the fandom, but I do think, like for me personally, it is something that has helped me cope with the mental health issues and just sadness and loneliness in general. I would say I was not even half as happy as I was when I wasn't really in this community. It really has given me a lot of comfort in my life, and especially the Tatum community, because it's just so much warmer and nicer and safer than the more lewd communities. Like maybe I'm not gonna throw shade on anybody. You can be lewd and whatnot. It's your prerogative. For me, I just feel safer communities that are less sexualized, a little bit more calm, a little bit
Right.
more friendly,
We're
a
still pretty
little
down
bit
bad,
less
but we're just
edgy,
not as,
you know.
as down bad as everyone else.
The creator of the Tatum, Irex, like Irex never wanted the Tatum to be sexualized. Like I've talked to Irex, and he just hates when people like add like appendages that shouldn't be added to Tatum and stuff like that.
I think he stated he isn't even a furry.
Yeah, it's weird. He's not even a furry.
But
It's funny.
it goes to show that you don't have to be like an artist or a furry or anything to be part of this community. You can be whoever you are or whatever you want to be.
And so I have 183 at 300 Tatums.
Christ.
This might sound a little bit like self-obsessed, but I basically only use my own Tatums. It feels kind of weird going into other people's avatar worlds and looking for Tatums, because any Tatum that I want to use, I can just make myself. That's the great thing about being an avatar creator. I can just make anything that I want.
My next step for this is I want to get like a Jedi Tatum with like an actual working lightsaber. And I've been like talking to several different avatar creators, and like it just depends what they can find on Gumroad, what assets you want to use, and stuff like that.
Yeah, the only thing I supplied for this was the reference sheet and the fact that I wanted a life jacket and an anchor to wield.
We're gonna have a full episode just talking about our characters and how we came up with them, what the story of them are, and I think we all have a few things to say about that.
Yeah, mine and Polly's avatars were conceptualized, and Halo has a personal story behind his.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to wait and see till you see
stick
that. So you're gonna
around.
have to like and subscribe and hit that bell and go to
Smash
Facebook
that like
and
button.
retweet
Smash it.
and reblog and put it on your favorite Reddit AMA.
And then follow us on TikTok, and then we'll post there too.
people
Follow
want it.
our house address, and we'll throw a home party.
If you show up at my house, I will not be happy.
So today we talked about the Tatum community. We talked about, I guess, how we all got into it. Talked a little bit about avatars. We talked a little bit about drama. We had lots of different stuff.
Just everybody welcome Polly to the team in the comments. Thank you again for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, and stick around for the next
Bye.
episode.
Have a wonderful time.
Adios.